Where does this battle rank in the history of great hip-hop battles? Now, we got a list, y'all. We got a 5-piece of the classic hip-hop battles, and me and Craig in the chat. Y'all gonna help us, too. We gonna put this in order on the list of the greatest hip-hop battles in history. Now, the first one we got on the list, Craig, 50 Cent versus Ja Rule. Second one on the list, MC Shan versus KRS-One. Third, we got Jay versus Nas. 4, we got, of course, Drake versus Kendrick. And last but certainly not least, Biggie versus Pac. Where are we ranking these battles?
Now, first things first, with all due respect to the classics and the OGs, we would not be here without them. And because me personally, I believe it's such a wash. I feel like we need to put Jadakiss and Beanie in there over the KRS and MC Shan one.
You cannot do that, bro. That was one of the
KRS
biggest.
won, man.
One
you
of the
know
biggest
me,
battles
man.
in hip hop
Knowledge reigns
history,
supreme
bro.
over nearly everybody.
You can't. It's the first big battle in the history of hip hop. You can't just
man.
You can't just get that off the list. Pause. You can't just do that, bro.
Jada and Beanie.
Honorable
is a
mention.
Very significant battle.
That's
but
honorable mention.
Honorable mention. I just want to put that in.
Mention.
Let's just put that on there. So, but that don't matter. We talking about these.
Talking about the history of hip hop. No, that's like our era. Our era gonna always remember Beanie versus Jada. Yeah. But in the history of hip hop, you can't say that's over MC Shan and KRS.
Well, since
you're
asking me
top 10 hip hop song in history.
Since you asking me to put them in order, then this is gonna be my order because I think you're missing one too. It's supposed to be 5.
I can only do 4, so I'll let Drake and Kendrick out for now.
All right. Oh yeah, you're right. You know what, Tyler? That's why you the smart one with the degree.
I actually don't have a degree.
A lot of me, Tyler. I thought we talked about this. All right. I like the lies. Man, messing up my reality. I thought we had a smart kid on the team. Queese, well, we got to do something about that.
I went to a little bit of college. You know what I'm saying? But
hey, you know what? Enough of a degree for me. More than college than I went to. But no. Okay. If we put them in order, then I'm putting MC Shan and KRS-One number 5. Because I got, just to stay consistent. If I wanted them out for, they not going to beat none of these 4. So that's going to be number 5. I'm going to cheat real quick and look over at your list. I'm going to keep it quick and just put them in order. 50 and Ja Rule. 50 and Ja Rule is definitely number 4. That was a good battle. Some stuff happened. Some real stuff happened. A career was shifted. Won't say taken away out of respect. But
taken away.
A career was shifted. Hey, really taken, because not only did he take your career, then he went on to do 21 Questions.
He took your whole
and nobody
sound.
said nothing. But
nobody
whatever.
cared.
Nobody said
That's
nothing.
what I'm saying in hip hop, bro. It's not a fair battle. The underdog is it don't even matter. It didn't matter what y'all said, bro.
50 was the underdog.
50 was the underdog. We gonna rock with 50. It don't matter.
Time.
You got beat. It's hip hop.
And we did love it.
I'm saying. We all
Shout out
loved
to 50. Shout out to 50. We still love him. Okay, this is when it gets tough. I would have to say Jay-Z versus Nas number 3. We didn't get as much music as this, and over time, I'm not going to say which song, but over time, some songs don't hit as hard as they did at the time, and I think that counts. So I'm going to keep them at number 3. So now we get down to the nitty gritty, and out of respect, I really want to keep it on some life stuff, but because lives was lost on this. But oh man, am I really finna do this?
You on a time limit, Craig.
You're right. I can't think about it too much. Look, Pac and Biggie is definitely gonna probably be number 2, only because, trying to be fair, we didn't get that much music, and it really wasn't a reciprocal beef. Biggie doesn't have a stamped Tupac diss song. Only a speculated Who Shot Ya, and maybe some other shots that you could probably take that only him and Lil C's know was towards Tupac. I can't count that, but there definitely was a beef, and one of our greatest hip-hop diss tracks came out of it. We hit 'em up, so that goes at number 2, but I will have to give this number 1 only because we got so much great music out of it, and rappers rapped. So I'm going to have to go with that as number one. That's probably my order. I can't believe I just did that because I didn't expect that this was going to be number one. I thought it was going to be number two, but I had that last point with Biggie, and it matters. So,
All right, so this how I'm gonna rank these great battles in hip hop. Number 5, I'm gonna put 50 and Ja. The reason is this was a wipeout, bro. 50 literally got Ja up out of here. You don't even no one cares about clapback. We almost act like clapback don't exist, bro. You remember Wangsta though? You remember that? Do I smell nookie? Is that you, Ja? You remember all of the stuff? What?
I just wanted to add to your point real quick because you was talking about the remember. I can barely remember some of the hits from Pain is Love, bro.
That's my point.
I mean, wait,
You don't even remember that. You don't even remember the
album.
song. It don't even matter.
Rule 336, the red album.
I remember
with
Vinny Vinny
J-Lo.
Bitch. Vinny Vinny Bitchy. I remember that album because that's like that was still
But
under.
that was the rap album.
That was the rap album.
I'm talking about
all
what
the hits.
50 killed him for.
That's what I'm saying.
When he blew up with Rule
You don't even remember the
336,
songs.
and I used to love that album.
Don't even remember.
I can't remember a hit.
Don't even remember.
Oh.
And that's what I'm saying. Like it was a whitewash when 50 came out and got on his helmet with the mixtapes with the actual hit records. It was just over for him. Even the Mini Man. All of these things was discussing like essentially street beef that was going on at the time, but it's like 50 got him up out of here so crazy. It was such a wipeout that it's not even a battle. So that's number 5. Number 4, this might be controversial. I'm gonna do Pac and Biggie. And this is why. In the actual battle, there wasn't much there. It was hit 'em up, and it was against all odds.
Damn it, I'm making all the points for your list. I really like your list. Another point for your list.
Hey, let me get my list out. I let you get your list out. Don't be trying to have I let you get your list.
I'll let you finish till you get to number 3 because you might make the point, and I don't want to take your point for
That's
this
what I'm
battle.
saying. Let me get my list out.
It's a great point for this battle, but go ahead, my bad.
But no, like at the end of the day, like the only things you can say Biggie could have potentially said about Pac was all like assumption. Biggie has actually said, I never dissed him. Now, it's certain bars you could think towards Pac. Pac dissed Biggie. He made some great diss records towards Biggie, but you can't really call it a fight back if Biggie never fought back. And even though that beef will go down in the history of hip-hop as one of the probably the biggest beef, when it comes to the actual battle, Tupac kind of wiped Biggie out too. Because that Biggie, not because Biggie couldn't have got at Pac, it's because Biggie didn't even try to fight. So that's
J.
my
Code.
number 4. He J. Code. He J. Code.
Another point to your point on the Biggie thing is that, I mean, actually, back to you and Stino, that was probably one of the first battles that was really kind of a beef in the media because we didn't get no music.
Yep.
It was just all magazines. This person said that
got robbed over here. It was all T. So in the battle aspect, I can't put that, higher than 4. So I'm gonna put that at 4. Number 3, I'm gonna say MC Shan versus KRS-One, bro, because this battle created everything that is hip hop to this day, bro. It created URL, it created RBE, it created battle rap, it created diss records, it created all of that because that was the first time the artists went at it, and what people don't know is MC Shan was essentially the Drake in that era. He was the party guy. He was the guy that made the party music. He made everybody have fun in the club, and KRS-One was the 50 Cent. He was the Kendrick Lamar. He came out, he dissed him, he made a song that was fire. Bridges Over is one of the greatest hip-hop songs ever made, and that changed the whole shift of hip-hop. And you can't take that from him, and you can't take what that still does for hip-hop to this day. So I'm putting that at number 3.
I didn't think about that. That's a good point with MC Shan music. 84 too, by the way, Rob.
Yeah. And number 2, I got Jay and Nas. I mean, not Jay and Nas, excuse me. Actually, yeah, Jay and Nas. I got Jay and Nas at number 2. And the reason why I got Jay and Nas at number 2 is because I was here. I was active in that time period. I know exactly what that did to hip-hop. Hip-hop stopped. And if you wasn't alive at that time period, you wouldn't understand what I'm saying. But the game stopped. When everybody first heard Takeover, bro, it was like an eye wide open moment, like, oh, snap. Not just Nas got this. Nas only really got one verse in Takeover. People always act like the whole song was about Nas. No. Prodigy was getting bars in that song, too. But when you heard Jay actually say Nas' name and call him a lame, that was like a moment where everybody was like, oh, snap, you heard Jay just diss Nas? And Nas had fell off, bro. People don't ever want to talk about it. Nas had fell off. Nas was coming out with them Nostradamus albums and them little whack tracks. People was thinking Nas was done. And when he came back with Ether and first off, Stillmatic, one of the greatest hip hop albums ever. But when he came back with Ether, it was shocking. Like, oh snap, he ain't fell off. He still got it, and he violating Hov. It was so good. Hov said, I'm going to the radio. Like I said, back in these days, if the internet was the radio. I'm going to the radio, and I'm doing Super Ugly, and that was a misstep, and it was a terrible song, and he should have never did it.
Was Super Ugly really that bad? I really thought Super Ugly was I really thought it was bad for him because that was the first time he got extra disrespectful, and he talked about like then he said skeeted whatever left on the baby seat.
The disrespect,
and he had to apologize because his mom heard it and she didn't like that.
That ain't why it was bad. The disrespect was battle rap worthy. The problem is it was an emotional response. Ether was so good.
We have never seen
you
Jay
never
like
seen
that.
Jay get emotional and say, I'm
like
going to
that.
violate because I'm in my feelings. So it was like, why are you in your feelings like that? And that was a misstep. And that made Ether sound even tougher because he made you get emotional. He shouldn't have did it. And that's why some people think Ether won that battle. It wasn't because I think Ether was a better song to take over. It's what Ether actually did. But I'm going to make that number 2. And the reason why I'm going to say Kendrick and Drake is the biggest battle in the history of hip-hop is because we never seen any of these other battles with this kind of intensity. We was literally getting a track every couple hours at a point. This person dropped, this one dropped. Oh, snap, what? 2 hours later, what, another one? Oh, snap. We literally standing by, and everybody got a phone now. We literally on our phones waiting to get a notification that we doing it in our group chat, even us 3. Hey, he dropped. He dropped. Hey, it's like, it's a different.
Hey, Queez, something might happen like right now. Like,
you see I'm checking my phone now. Like Drake, I think Drake fooling him. Drake is gonna drop right now. We stopping the podcast and going straight to it. It's like, it was a really intense moment for hip hop.
Oh, man.
We did get some great songs. We did get some great conversation. And it's gonna last. This is not gonna be one that just go away, bro. They're gonna talk about this battle 50 years from now. Because
I'm going to a Kendrick show when he come to the Midwest just so he could do that song and I could be in the crowd dancing to it when Kendrick actually do the song live. I need to be in that environment. And that's because we don't have no hip-hop clubs really out here that's gonna play that like these songs in succession. Actually, I take that back. Shout out to Club Tavernaca on Saturdays when DJ Payne 1 is there. I take that wholeheartedly back. He do be holding it down, but he's kind of our only one.
And I mean, it just created that moment, and it's a moment that's never gonna go away. Everybody gonna remember this moment 10 years from now. Yo, you remember when Drake went against Kendrick? And I feel like that conversation is gonna be a bigger conversation than the other 4 battles, battle-wise. Not saying, like I said, Pac and Biggie, that goes down as the biggest beef because people lost their lives over that. But as far as the battle aspect of it, I'm gonna say this Kendrick Drake thing might be the biggest battle in the history of hip hop, bro.
It might be strictly off because we actually got a battle, a rap battle. We actually got music that's, I feel like, gonna last. Like, man, I love those flows. I ain't gonna lie to you. Those flows, those last two out of 3 on Drake flows, that drop one, typical, expected, that regular. That's what I know. That's, that microwave Drake.
I'm just trying to keep it PG.
Give me that ham and cheese hot pocket right out. That's my favorite one. Let me get that one.
Let me get the hot pocket.
That's the one I'm used to. But when he dropped that second and third one, oh, y'all got a Philly cheesesteak? I didn't know y'all had a Philly cheesesteak one. Let me get that now. Let me try that one out. So it's like, I'm getting some new stuff. That's how I look at it, man.